Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today is day 29 of Everyday May, which is absolutely crazy. There's only 2 more days left of Everyday May, and I did want to say that before we get into today's video, it's been a very heavy day in the world. There's a lot of tragedy and sadness going on, and I didn't feel like it would be right to post a video without acknowledging what is happening in the world and letting you guys know if you haven't heard anything. I know a lot of things and information that I've gotten has been from Twitter and Instagram, and I know a lot of you don't have accounts on either of those platforms. So if you wanted to read more about what is happening right now, I'm going to put a few links in the description box down below where you can read up on some of the events that have happened over the last few days, as well as some links for those of you who wanted to know how you can do more to help. There's a bunch of things that you can be doing: signing petitions, sending texts, donating, all of that. I'm going to leave links in the description box down below for you guys to read and learn from, and hopefully spread some love in the world, because that is definitely what is needed today. And in general, here on my channel, I try to keep things for the most part light and happy and let it be an escape from what is going on in the world, and I'm going to continue to do so, but I do feel like sometimes it calls for more attention and speaking up on recent events. And without further ado, let us begin Everyday May, day 29. So in my last video, I talked about how I was pulling out some of the products in my collection that I hadn't used for a really long time, one of them being the Clinique Beyond Perfecting Super Concealer, and that kind of inspired me to do another full face video today for you guys. A little throwback, a full face video on a full face Friday. Full face Friday. So I took a dig through my collection and pulled out some of the products that I haven't used in quite some time personally or in my videos. There's a couple exceptions here. There's some new products at the end I wanted to talk about that I'm super excited for, and you guys were asking for swatches of, but that's what we're going to be doing today. Diving in, just doing a full face of makeup, having a nice little chat, and using some pieces in my collection that haven't been used for quite some time. So let us do that. I'm going to zoom you guys in and let's put some makeup on this face. So I wanted to start by saying that I actually do have a tan on. It's a tan I've been testing out over the last little while. It's the Luxe Gradual Tan, and so far I've been really enjoying it. I think I'm going to do a full roundup when my May favorites comes out, but if you're wondering why I'm looking so, fresh and tanned, that's the one I'm using today. And so far, I'm really enjoying it. Let's start out with the primer. One primer I haven't used in a really long time is the Ciate Watermelon Burst Primer. And when this first came out, I was using it a ton. I feel like I used this in a bunch of videos, and it's been a hot minute since I have pulled it out and given it some love. So I wanted to bring it back out in the Action. And since then, they've really expanded their makeup collection. I know the Ciate I knew back in the day was just nail polish, and they had started dipping their toes in the makeup world, and now it's just like a full-fledged moment. So I really enjoyed this primer. It's very hydrating. I was surprised at how long it had been since I'd pulled this primer out, and it's really nice, and it gives a really bouncy, hydrated feeling on the skin. I enjoy it a lot. Now, another little primer mixing moment. The L'Oreal Lumi Glotion. You guys, I haven't used this in forever. I know in the more recent drugstore video that I had done, you at the drugstore review, something like that, I pulled out the Revlon Skin Lights. This was a new product that had launched, and it's very similar to the Lumi Glotion, but as far as actually using this, I feel like it's been a really long time since I pulled this out. This is the shade 902. I'm pretty sure there was like an entire year on my channel where I exclusively used this product. It was such a favorite for such a long time, and then, like sometimes just if my skin's feeling bad or if I take a deep dive into reading ingredients, I get a little scared of certain products. But as far as like drugstore dupes go for a glowing primer, this one is still one of the best ones that I've tried. There's not much of a difference between it and the Revlon one, if I'm going to be honest. The colors are pretty much the same, but it does just leave such a luminous, gorgeous finish on the skin. Not a bad base to be starting out with. Speaking of bases that I haven't used in forever, the theme of this video, obviously, is the L'Oreal Infallible foundation, the stick foundation. Man, I truly don't remember the last time I pulled this one out. It's been so long, and I was swatching it on the back of my hand, and I'm like, yeah, this looks so... Sorry, there's a hair in it. This looks so, like, hydrating and lovely and very skin-like. So what I kind of wanted to do was trying that makeup artist technique I've been rolling with. This is my Westman Atelier foundation brush, and I wanted to see how I could just get along with blending this out with the foundation brush and using less product. So I'm just going to be applying this lightly as I go along the skin and then blending it out with the foundation brush. God, the chair is farting so much. I promise it's not me. Just to see if I can get quite a natural finish from this. From what I remember, it is quite a lighter finish of foundation anyway. It looks great. This really just looks like my skin. I forgot how much I enjoyed the finish of this foundation. It's very light and just really glowing and nice. It's looking quite orange in the camera, but in person, like, I feel like it's just really settled into my skin so nicely. And this is one of their like 24-hour wear foundations, which I would never willingly put to the test. But just know, long wear is in the name, long wear is in the game. Now for concealer, this is a product that Vanessa brought to my attention actually. I hadn't used this in such a long time. I know I used to love it. I don't even remember what the finish is like. I don't remember at all, but it's the Too Faced Born This Way Sculpting Concealer. I had actually, I think I either used it up or gotten rid of my old one, but either way, I repurchased this one when Vanessa reminded me of it. And I got the shade Natural Beige, and I thought it would be the perfect time to pull this out. So even though it's technically a new product, like I've repurchased it, it's a product that I haven't used in my collection in so long. And I kind of wanted to revisit it and see what the moment was like. It's a little bit dark. It's a little bit dark. I just can't win when it comes to figuring out my shade online at all. I'm going to use an eyeshadow brush to try and blend this out and see how that goes. Well, listen, that is much deeper in shade than I was expecting. This happened to me the other day, okay? And I did this magical thing where I took the Light Boost Prep and Prime highlighter from MAC and just used that to brighten up the areas a little bit that I've turned a little bit too dark. So I'm just gonna take this and basically just put it into the center of my face where I need to help with what I've just done to myself, like this. It kind of looks like I'm baking, which is so funny, but we're just gonna use this to lighten up the areas. But otherwise, honestly, I kind of, like I mentioned, didn't remember what the finish of the Too Faced concealer looked like or felt like. And I think that lately, like, my biggest reference point to coverage has been like the Pat McGrath concealer, because that was just so full coverage. And so in comparison to that, it's a little bit more full coverage than say my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, but it's not as full coverage as the Pat McGrath one. It's a little bit in between those two. So it's nice. It'd be more light feeling than the Pat McGrath one, with a little bit more coverage if you're having more of a breakouty day. Wow, see, that light boost just helped so much. A godsend for those of us who just can't get their shade matches right when they're shopping online. Now, let's dip into the Kevyn Aucoin Sculpting Powder Medium. This is a product I've used and loved for years. It's definitely a product that hasn't gotten so much love for me lately. I've been using a lot of cream products when it comes to my contour, and even though this one does pop up in a lot more videos than some of these other products, I definitely dip into this a lot more. It still feels like it's been a long time since I have used it. So I wanted to contour with it today. And then for the bronzer, I wanted to pull out the L'Oreal Bronze Please La Terra. It's such a goodie. It's an old bronzer, but I love to pull it out every once in a while because they do make... Actually, someone sent me the link to this in the last video I used it. So I guess depending on where you are, it might still be available, these older products. But as far as in-store goes, this is no longer available in the drugstores. But I really do just love the color. I love the formula. It's like a very... It's not creamy, but it's like a very silky powder. Like, it's so soft and finely milled, and I just find it goes on so nice. And I definitely don't pull it out as much as I would like to. So yeah, that's the bronzer. This is the Rephr 05 brush. I know. I'm using a different brush for bronzer. Who am I? I'm actually just gonna run a little bit of that through the crease as well, just to make it all nice and even like, and I'll just put that on the lower lash line too. It's been a hot minute since we've seen the Bare Minerals highlighter. This is in the shade Free, And it's a really great highlighter, a beautiful formula, and she definitely does not get enough love in my collection. Look at that. Woo! Woo! Wanted to pull her out and say hello. Stab a little bit of that into the inner corners. Now for blush, this is the Dior Coral blush, and I've used the pink one a lot, but I haven't really given the coral one much love, and I've had it in my collection for quite some time now. And I wanted to do something a little bit more orangey, a little bit more summery feeling, just because the weather is nice again. Oh, ah. And I love a good peachy, orangey, corally blush, and this one's so pretty and fresh giving. Oh my god, I love these. This one and the pink one are so stunning. I wish they would expand the shade range to offer more from these Rosy Glow blushes. They're so beautiful. It's been too long since I pulled that out. Now for the eyes, there's a couple of eye products that have not seen the light of day in quite some time. This is the Tom Ford Abyssinian. I bought this because of the strong influence of Katie Jane Hughes, and I'm pretty sure I've only used it once, which is very sad. She was an expensive baby, and we gotta give her some more use. So I'm just gonna take a little brush. This is the Rephr 01 brush. And I'm just gonna blend this all over the area, but lightly. It's a little bit of a fluffier brush. It's not a packing brush. So I'm just gonna take this and dot it around my eye and then just blend it out nice and wispy like. It's such a pretty poopy brown color. And I remember when she was first talking about it, I couldn't find it anywhere. It was sold out everywhere, and it took them a little while to restock, and I was so happy when I finally got my hands on it, and then I didn't even use it. So here we are today, bringing her back out, a beautiful cream shadow. The thing I like about the Tom Ford cream shadows is they're pretty much completely crease resistant in my experience with them anyway. They're just such a great formula. I love them. I gotta clean that up. I always do this. I always blend too far down. 'Tis a curse. It's such a pretty shade. I feel like I overblended this side. I have a little bit of a, the whole left side of my face is just odd. I have a bald spot on my cheek right here that never accepts any products. Look at that. Just like right there, a little bald spot. And then on my eyelid, right here, this little spot, it just so weirdly, like I have to be so finicky with it to get product to stick there. They're just these weird little spots that just don't accept makeup. It's so odd. I don't know why. All right, I'm gonna take a smaller brush. This is the Real Techniques shading brush, this little guy. I'm just gonna run some of that on my lower lash line too. Make sure it's all blended in with the upper lid as well. I think I might just have to keep this out on my vanity table here because I need to use this more. What a great everyday but deeper. Oh my, it's just the perfect brown. I love it so much. Katie, you never cease to amaze me with your makeup recommendations. She's so fabulous. Ugh! Okay, now on top of this, I obviously gotta put a little shimmer in here. And one little shimmer topper coat I haven't used in quite some time is the Roen Summer Disco. It's such a unique, interesting formula. It's like creamy, but powdery. You can like push it around and just get some like true gold flakes of product. It's a very fascinating formula. But then you speck it on and it's just like, oh, yeah. It's like I've just been walking through a gold mine. It's so fun. And I definitely prefer to apply these ones with my fingers. Just for a little wash of shimmer all over the lid. And honestly, like truly with this shadow, I would have happily kept it matte as well. But I just wanted to inject some bright sparkle into our day here. I also wanted to pull out this L'Oreal bronze pencil because I haven't used it in some time. I'm just gonna see how dark it is now that I'm looking at this. Yeah, it's not much darker than Abyssinian. Honestly, I could have stood to grab a deeper one. However, it is just dark enough that it adds a little bit of definition to the lash line there. So I'm just running this along the top lash line. I don't always do this, but often when I'm doing just like a one shade smoked out across my lid, I still like to use something a little bit deeper just to give life to the lash line again. I always love to emphasize the lashes. I don't want to leave them hanging, so I just give it a little bit of love, a little bit of life, and I just totally smudge that Oops. It's a great creamy formula from the drugstore. Really beautiful. Now for the mascara, this is one of the exceptions. Obviously, I've been using this lately. This is a new mascara. It's the Marc Jacobs at Lash'd mascara, but I really want to continue using it and continuing developing my thoughts on it. I also just realized I forgot to put setting spray on again before I did mascara. Whoops. So we're just gonna have to let this dry and then we'll set in our makeup at the very end. Oopsie, oopsie. What I love about this wand, as I said in my previous video, in my update video, if you missed it, I'll link it here for you. It's a great all-rounder mascara. It really lifts, it really, really lengthens, and then adds a great amount of volume at the same time. And the application of it, it's a really thin, pointy wand, so you can really get in there and dig into the lash line, which is great. And it's just been a joy to use, and the packaging is so cute. It's very quickly becoming quite a favorite of mine. You guys, I just realized I forgot to do my brows. Okay, I'm just gonna have to do a quick little whippity of the brows here. Okay, the brows are on. I feel alive again. Let's move on to the lips. Makeup Forever 5C Aqua Lip Liner. Gone, but never forgotten. Definitely a lip liner that I used to use endlessly on my channel until they so tragically discontinued it. I personally don't understand why they kept 3C and not 5C. 3C was another favorite, but 5 is just such a great deeper nude. Maybe someday they'll bring it back into our lives, but until then she is but a distant memory, and I can pull her out every once in a while and show her some love in my collection. Now for the lips, okay, this is where another exception comes from. This is a new product, and I had so many messages from you guys when they posted this the other day. I have a really quick, funny little, you know, dumb story. I had a PR package from Fenty, and I didn't realize that these were included in it. So I've had these sitting in my home for about a week, and I completely, absolutely missed them. I don't know how I glazed over it, but I'm so sorry that I did not show these sooner. But these are the Slip Shine Sheer Shiny Lipsticks. Try saying that 10 times fast, my goodness. I pulled out 4 shades here. I have 4 here at the moment, and I had a lot of you guys asking about comparison swatches with the Revlon and the L'Oreal lip balm style lipsticks. So that's what I wanted to do today, and then we'll decide which one looks best with this makeup look. I was kind of going for orange. Maybe I'll go for nude. We'll see. This is the shade Tang Thang, okay? Tang Thang here. I'm just gonna swatch, and I'll just put that on my lips right now. Oh, yeah, okay, we're sticking with the orange. Guys, I'm putting this one on and I'm leaving it on. When I was swatching them earlier, they do seem to have a little bit of a metallic shine to them, but they don't have like chunky glitters of metallic glitter. A lot of you seemed concerned about the chunkiness, but there doesn't seem to be any chunky bits. It's really comfortable and, dare I use the word again, juicy. So that's Tang Thing. I'm going to swatch the Revlon Dewy Peach next to it, which is definitely gonna not be as orange. But in formula, I mean, all of these lip balm butter things, they're all gonna be dupes because the formula is so similar across the board. There's Revlon Dewy Peach. So it's a little bit lighter, a little bit more coral, but you're really getting the same, actually, like in the camera. It's so funny. In person, it looks a lot lighter and more coral. In the camera, when I'm looking here, it looks very similar, but incredible dupes, truly. And these L'Oreal ones as well, the Plump and Shine, Color Riche Plump and Shine. This one's the shade 101 Nectarine Plump. This one's the most true orange out of all of them. I actually didn't even realize that. Wow. See, I haven't pulled it out in so long. I need to reacquaint myself. That one's the most true orange out of the 3 of them. And arguably a lot shinier too. Ooh, okay, L'Oreal, I'm gonna put you in the front and center in my summer pile. So those are the 3 swatches in comparison. This is the Fenty, Revlon, and L'Oreal there. I just find this great because when I did the orange lipstick comparison video and I was talking about the Fenty lipsticks, and I was like, please God, bring like a balmy lip product out. And they did. Obviously that would have been planned long before I ever said that, but I was so happy that they came out with this formula. I feel like that was one of the few things that seemed to be missing from the Fenty collection, so I'm really happy that these have come out. However, do understand and know that it's not a new concept of a lip product. There are tons of these beautiful balmy moisturizing lip products and equivalents to go around, but here's my comparison shades. They're beautiful nonetheless. This is another one I'm really excited about. 02 Sugar Kiss. I love me some cool pink, you guys. And I swatched it earlier on Instagram next to RMS Sublime, which you guys know is one of my favorite like cool toned pink products. So here's the Fenty Sugar Kiss. Oh, it's such a beautiful, cool pink. I love it. It's so gorgeous. I love cool pinks. I love orange. I love all these shades. Ah! Okay, and then I'm gonna swatch RMS Sublime next to it. So this is RMS Sublime, and I'm just putting that swatch, whoops, sorry, I can't do this backwards. I've just put that swatch right next to it. It's pretty much identical. So for those of you who aren't able to get their hands on the RMS Sublime, this is pretty much the exact shade and feel dupe for it, which is great. Now I'll swatch the Revlon So Sleek Pink, which is another cool toned lip product that I have loved so much. It seems to be a little bit warmer, but again, like in terms of the finish and the formula, it ain't that different, really. So there's the Revlon So Sleek Pink. Like even on here, it looks like I almost could have just taken the same product and swatched it 3 times. Finally, let's put the L'Oreal Color Shine Glazed Pink 914. Ooh, now that it's on my hand, this L'Oreal one is actually the closest to the Fenty, because the Fenty seems to be much more cool toned than some of the other ones. So that's the L'Oreal on the end there. It's the most similar, I think, to the Fenty. But again, they're all very similar in formula, all juicy and balmy and delicious. And yeah, those are the comparison swatches I wanted to show you guys. Those are the new Fenty lipsticks and a few of my other fave balm lip products to go along with it. We are so juicy over here. Alright guys, now that we have a lip on, I almost forgot the finishing touch, the Hourglass Veil setting spray. So I'm just gonna spritz this over and pray that my mascara doesn't smudge. Ooh, I'm gonna sneeze again. Goddamn. And this, my friends, is the finished makeup look. So those are all of the products that I wanted to take a little dive through today. Some products that I shopped in my stash, some things that I just haven't used for a really long time on my channel, as well as some new exciting launches. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If there's any products that you guys haven't seen me use in a really long time that you miss, you'd love me to use again, maybe some eyeshadow palettes, I'd love to hear from you in the comments down below. If you want me to continue doing these shopping my stash style videos, definitely give it a big thumbs up so I can know that you like to see more. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos from me, you guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. Be sure to go out and spread some love in the world today. We definitely could use more of it. And please don't forget to check the description box for all of the links that I mentioned at the beginning of the video, as well as all the products that I used in today's tutorial. So guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow for another video.